welcome to Behind the Session. I am your host, Elena Williams, and today we have the pleasure of sitting here with Noah and Tad from Arkose. And how are you guys feeling today? Tell us how you're feeling.
Feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Feeling pretty good?
It's been a good day.
Not too hot?
No, just right.
Yeah.
Just
I
right.
feel that. Well, it's a pleasure having you guys here. And I know you guys have so much that's going on right now, and we can't wait to hear all about it. So first and foremost, how did you guys get the name Arkose?
Well, first off, thanks for having us. It's been a pleasure being here so far, and everybody's been so hospitable. But the name, it came from a street sign. We were, my time at Georgia State, I would commute from home all the way from Cobb County. Shout out to Cobb County.
Shout out, Cobb.
And I was making demos at the time on GarageBand, and I got tired of naming things after, I don't know, like it would just be a random name. So I was like, I need something better than this because they're instrumentals. And started naming street signs, saw Arkose, made that. And then I think a year later, the engineer, he was like, you should name this Arkose. Like you should, because I didn't want to go by my government name. That was when it was just a solo project at the time of just like wanting to produce something just to show people like, hey, I produce. And then it quickly became a band. Thankfully, the engineer said Arkose, and I said, that sounds good. So it's been, the only hard part about it is seeing people struggle to say the name. But
What's so hard about? Anyway,
That's right. Exactly.
we've heard Arkose from the UK, Arkose, Akros.
Where'd the R come from?
Right. What was the new one?
Arkose.
Oh,
Yeah.
an I.
Yeah, an
Okay.
I. Yeah. We've gotten a little bit of everything.
Yeah, stay in school.
Yeah. Reading is fundamental for sure.
Right.
How did you guys meet?
Met in high school. Both went to Hillgrove.
So hold on a second. Y'all are not biological brothers, correct?
You're
We are not biological brothers.
Okay.
To our understanding and
Yeah.
knowledge.
As far as we know. Yeah.
All right, glad we got that out the way.
Yeah.
Continue on.
Yeah, we met, went to Hillgrove High School in Powder Springs. We were both in band, but we were both in the marching band. And yeah, I was in marching band for 3 years. But just became close friends through the band.
We didn't really start to know each other's brains that well musically until probably his senior year, my junior year.
Yeah.
And we did a jazz unit for school because, you know, we had to kind of plea and bargain for a jazz band because, you know, it wasn't really the type of school for that. But we were great at marching band, but in contraband. So we finally got a chance to do a couple of jazz stuff, which I think it was one Duke Ellington, one Count Basie, and then they'll throw in like a Chicago or a, you know, whatever. And we played 25 or 64 by Chicago. He just told everybody, by the way, I play guitar.
Yeah. It's like a secret.
It was a secret. And we're like, all right, cool. Thankfully, we don't have 20 people playing second trumpet anymore now.
Right.
It's down to 19. But we played the song and he played a solo and blew everybody's hair back. And like the whole gymnasium when we performed, you know, standing ovation practically.
Wow.
And my dad, we were walking down. He was like, yeah, great job, son. You sound great. But that Tad kid, you know, he's something serious, you know. And he's like, if you ever have a band, that needs to be the guitar player. So that was kind of it.
So how were like the early days of y'all's band? Like I know getting started as a band can be really, really tough. So how is it like getting started and getting yourselves off the ground?
We had the Ads.
Oh, yeah.
It was our first band.
Pre-Arkose.
Pre-Arkose. It was a band called the Ads. And we were fresh out of high school. The music was not that great. Very elementary for sure. But
We're having fun.
we were having fun though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all hindsight.
Yeah.
And in the moment, it was like, wow, we just made a song. And then you make another one, you realize you wrote the same song in a different key. But that's where it started. And it was, I mean, we rehearsed in different churches that would let us rehearse in their space. We kind of just wanted to be like a offshoot of like Snarky Puppy or something like that. And quickly realizing how difficult that music is to write and compose. So we spent a lot of time working and then took some time off. And then when we assembled, the first couple of years for Arkose was pretty much just us learning each other,
Right.
not only musically but as friends too.
Yeah, we were spending more and more time together and recording
Yeah.
music here and there. Noah's house.
Yeah, my mom's front room.
Yeah.
Shout out to Noah's house.
Yeah. shout out Orange Room.
The Orange Room.
The Orange Room. A lot of magic happened in there.
But yeah.
So acid jazz is such a unique genre. What is the meaning behind that and how is it developed? Like, so for somebody that's probably like in their 50s and they hear acid jazz, like how would you explain that to them?
It was funny because we do that almost every day in the comments on TikTok. But I feel like acid jazz, to my understanding, is just a melting pot. It's another version of jazz fusion. It's a melting pot of jazz, R&B, soul, house, disco, hip
hop's in there.
Yeah.
You know, so when I saw that definition, I was like, let's just go ahead and just say that. And then every once in a while in the comments, someone from the 90s, they would say like, this isn't acid jazz, this is neo soul. And I'm like, dude, we don't care what you call it. We're just glad that you're listening to it.
Yeah, like glad you're here. That's hilarious. I love that. And so would you say that like y'all's audience is younger people, or would you say it is like a melting pot, like acid jazz is?
Yeah, it's kind of all over the place, but I guess as far as the people that we're closer to and them sharing the music, a lot of the audience is younger. But even like with the latest show, our August 24th show at Smith, the crowd is all over the place. It's age range, which is really cool to see.
Yeah.
The demographic is it's wide. It's wide, but I would say, like I said, a lot of people that we've seen and interacted with are younger for the most part.
And speaking of y'all's 404-day performance, like how was the energy like? Like y'all had a packed house, a sold out show, a standing ovation. Like how is that feeling like? Like how's the energy like?
It's crazy. Got an encore.
Yeah. And we were like in the middle of the lineup. Like,
yeah.
We were like the third band out of 5. And, historically you're not supposed to do an encore if you're an opening band.
It was the crowd's idea.
Yeah. I love that for y'all. That's amazing.
Yeah. And the host, she came up, she's like, do you have one more song? And we're like trying to tell her the politics of it. And we're like, well, we're not supposed to do that. And they're like, well, they want,
So the other bands were like, yeah, please. Like,
the other bands were cool with it.
Why not?
How does it feel to bring your music here to our venue?
It's been it was really cool to, first of all, to watch the team kind of do their thing and set up for us. Was like a whole part of the crew here is amazing. Everybody here is so professional, so kind, no butting heads or anything. Everybody's just doing their part and very helpful. So that was great. It also made me feel important. It made us feel important, like a big deal, because all this was for us. Like you guys really, welcomed us with open arms. We were excited to do it, but like I said, once getting here and seeing how everything was handled, it's been such a breeze and exciting and fun to work with you guys doing this.
Fabulous. Yeah. We're glad to have you out here. We said like 1,000 times, but we really mean it.
Yeah. And the band enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
The other guys, they really enjoyed the experience. They were raving about it. They were saying how excited they were to see the final product. So
yeah, it was an honor being able to sit there and watch y'all work too, because it's literally like we were just sitting in like a living room and you guys were just like going at it, like just being yourselves laughing in between. Like it's just
nonstop jokes.
Yeah. Like it was fun to watch y'all perform and just like be in between sets and stuff. That was dope. So I know for Pretty Girl, like everybody knows Pretty Girl. That's definitely like the first song I was introduced to.
Yeah.
And shout out to all my pretty girls out there.
Shout out all the pretty girls.
How did you guys go about choosing y'all's feature on that song? Because I know y'all usually do things like amongst yourselves. So like, how do y'all go about picking a feature for a song?
Yeah, we have friends, people that we work with that also do music. And sometimes I guess the approach is just taking music that we didn't even consider having a feature on. Just be like, who would sound cool on this? And everybody has their own sound. Like I said, we have a lot of really talented people that we're connected with that, we can call, hey, would you be interested in featuring on this? And it can be as simple as that. But yeah, Pretty Girl, the original feature, Tate, friend Tate, shout out Tate, 93 AMG.
Yeah.
The Dawn.
The Dawn. And Jasmine Janae, like I said, I guess Jasmine Janae was just like a revision, I guess, of the same song, just reimagined. with her on there gave it a different feel, which was cool. But like I said, people that we're connected with, that we worked with, and that we're friends with.
We do a lot of homework too. Like we truly sit down with each artist's discography and try to find the strengths and weaknesses. Even if like their music doesn't display anything that's in the ballpark of what we do all the time, we try to find, you know, points in our music that can connect with them, because like maybe they have like a rhythm or a cadence to them that makes a lot of sense for this type of beat or this type of groove. And I mean, Jasmine specifically, she requested to be on it.
Okay.
Everybody else we reached out to, but we did a residency with her at the Claremont Hotel on the rooftop, and she jokingly said that, you know, we should do the song together. And we were like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. You know, we weren't really thinking too much. And then a night at JR Crickets.
Shout out JR Crickets.
Shout out JR Crickets on North End.
On North End. Those swings are fun.
And we just kind of laughed and we're like, why wouldn't we? That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And that's obviously been one of our better numbers.
So I see you guys collaborated with some dope indie artists like Kennedy Ryan and Jalen Josie. How are those relationships formed, and how is it working with such talented artists?
Just it's one of those things where like you know somebody that knows somebody, and even, or I guess Kennedy, like she reached out to us, and it sat down and listening to her music and like, you guys want to work together? Sure, yeah. It's been a relationship ever since. Love working with her. But it's been really cool because you get to, because we know our journey and you know how we do things, what with the content that we make, whatever. But it's really cool to be involved in someone else's musical journey, like as an artist, and watch how they do their things, how they market themselves, making how they make their music and everything. It's really cool to sit in on that, like have access to the music that nobody else has heard yet. Yeah. But the unreleased stuff, and watch their process. You know, really get to see their passion for what they do up close has been super cool. Yeah. And it's even cooler when I'm like, I like tell my sister, like I'm working with so-and-so. It's like, oh, I know her song. I know her music. Like, well, I know her. We've been in the studio with her, but it's been really cool. It's been a blessing. I'm very grateful for those connections.
And that's the trippy part too. We're starting to work with people that other people know.
Right, yeah.
Like, you know, for a while it was like, oh, we work with this person. Oh, cool. Now it's like, you know, you name drop Kennedy or Jalen Josie, like those two in particular, we get the most like the most dialogue about, because you know the other half of it is we get to do the artist thing and the production thing, but the cool side of it is to see each artist's process. We've done sessions where they said, yeah, y'all just play whatever, and we would just play whatever, and they're like, that sounded great, we're gonna keep it. And and then like those two specifically, Jalen and Kennedy, they're very outspoken. They will let you know what they're hearing.
They know what they want.
They know what they want, and they'll sing it until, you know, we hit the mark. And that's honestly, I enjoyed that as like, I wouldn't say more or less, but like I enjoy that side of it where they're involved. Doesn't feel like we're just like playing and the artist is just in the corner, just sitting there waiting patiently for the song to be done.
Very much involved in the whole process.
Yeah,
you can, it's very evident that y'all are intentional with your music. And how would y'all say as a band, as a unit, y'all stay authentic to yourselves? Because sometimes you can get a little bit, not necessarily far away from yourselves, because I feel like you're always evolving as a musician, as a band, but how do y'all stay authentic to yourselves and true to yourselves?
If we're making music that we like, it's hard not to be true to ourselves, because I'm not lying to myself like, I like this, I like it, you know?
we're really honest too.
Yeah.
And we know each other's influences like the back of our hand. We know, you know, he knows that at some point in the song, I'm going to throw in a suspended chord at some point. You know, like we have our tendencies and our tricks that we really lean on, not necessarily as like crutches, but like they're the things that we know, like, you know, that gives us that, I don't know, that tingly feeling, the chills and
make
all
the
that
eyebrows
stuff.
go up.
Eyebrows go up.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's it for us. We don't really get caught up in the commentary or the you guys should do more of this or more of that. It's really based off of what we're feeling.
So what is your songwriting process like? Is there any special routines, or is it more of just like go with the flow?
Ever changing.
Yeah.
We've done. I feel like we've written songs in every single way, especially on this album.
Yeah.
We've had songs where he would bring in a bit and we'll go from there. I would bring in a bit, go from there. We've done completed songs and it's like, hey, I just need guitar on this.
Right.
And we've also done sitting in a room together and starting from there, start from scratch. And we've also done, hey, did you send me the stems? That you know, like we've done every single, like, you know, sending each other emails and stuff. We've done everything with it.
Yeah.
There's not like the candle has to be lit ever so slightly in the corner and
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
we like
Gotta have incense going.
yeah, because ideas can happen at any time. Like I've had ideas where it's 3 a.m. and I'm exhausted, and then I might have a moment where I'm like, I just want to play piano before I go to bed, and boom. And then sometimes I start writing lyrics right on the spot because like it just, you know, if it flows, it flows. Yeah. Sometimes we don't write for months. Like we had a moment because we had so much music that we didn't put out.
Yeah.
So we just had time.
Kind of working backwards, working on, you know, older music.
Yeah.
But as he was saying, even sometimes just like be driving. I've had moments where I was driving. I was on 75, and then you just get something, just a melody or something in your head. I'm like, oh, gotta get this down. Voice memo.
Yeah.
Hold on. Save it for later. So then I get home and then you can work on it. We're just, you know, shooting each other ideas and building on it, like you said. But yeah, all over the place.
So what is something that your fans would not expect to know about you? Like, oh, wow.
Good question.
I feel like mine's baseball.
You're a baseball player?
Or I used to play growing up, and I go to baseball games often. Like if I'm on the road and there's a team in town, like I've seen the Padres and Dodgers play, Yankees and Red Sox, in New York and Boston. So I've seen, like, I'm just a nerd about baseball. Like I would nerd out about, not stats, because I feel like that's a little too lame, but like I would nerd out
That's
about.
Not lame.
Well, it's like it gets lame. Like people are like, oh, the OPS is, you know, like they'll start doing jargon that has been invented in like the last like 5 seasons. Like no one knew about WAR. Like it's pretty much your value to the team. And like no one knew about the statistic until probably like 3 years ago. So like that's where I draw the line. I'm like, I just want to watch baseball.
So we could catch you at the Battery?
Oh yeah, at least
constantly.
Constantly. Probably like once a month. Yeah.
Nice.
I guess for me, I was thinking real hard. I guess I don't know if it comes across or if I've ever like put it out there for real, but I'm an adrenaline junkie.
Really?
Just like doing dangerous stuff. Like I went skydiving 2021.
I was just about to ask.
Yeah, I think I might have posted on my stories. It might have been like Snap Story, but used to ride I've had a motorcycle. Crashed it.
Really?
Still want another one.
Oh my
Didn't scare me
gosh.
too bad.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, all the
Oh my
scary
gosh.
stuff. Anything. Yeah, I'm an adrenaline junkie.
So bungee jumping next?
Yeah, I would.
Where are we going?
I don't know. That's a good question. I went ziplining in Mexico, which I did post, but like all that stuff, the stuff that scares you, gets your heart pumping. I love all of that.
Wow.
Roller coasters, everything. Yeah.
That's dope. I feel that. I think I'm kind of like you. So you both are still working in your careers. So like, how is that like balancing getting the bills paid for, working your careers, but also chasing your dreams? How's that like?
It's hard.
Yeah,
Time.
I can imagine.
And I feel like I said this so many times in the last 2 weeks, but there's like, sometimes it feels like there's not enough hours in the day because, like I said, I'm still doing engineering like Monday through Friday. And usually outside of working hours and then weekends, you know, anything else music related, it gets difficult. Like it's difficult, but at the same time, the music definitely keeps me sane. The music's always been there. So it doesn't feel like a chore or a burden to try to balance time or really manage time to do both. But it does come with its challenges, and sometimes I show up to gigs or rehearsals tired. But by the end of, and even we had a jam at Smith's downtown that we were doing on Mondays, and I would leave from working to go there, and I would not always be ready to be there when I got there because I was like, I just been spent the last like 8-9 hours in front of a computer. But by the end of playing, I was fine. I was happy. Got to play with my friends. So like I said, it balances itself out.
So tell us a little bit more. What type of engineer are you?
I'm an MEP engineer. which is mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and I guess also fire protection in there. But basically, we work with architects who design buildings like the one we're in right now, the beautiful building we're in right now. And we design all the systems that are behind the walls and ceilings that you don't see that make the building habitable and useful, like electricity, the air conditioning, all that stuff. We work inside the architects, like 3D models, designing all those systems. Usually like we just looking at floor plans. But like I said, all it's being modeled in 3D.
Wow.
And kind of go back and forth until stuff gets built. Sometimes it takes a couple months of coordination. Sometimes jobs go on for like years, just to get something built. But yeah, so I'm staring at computers all day, at least 2 or 3 screens. For the most part.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah. So it's nice. It's nice to walk away and play guitar.
Yes, I can imagine.
Yeah.
That's dope though. That's amazing.
No, it's cool. Like I said, I enjoy what I do.
He goes from engineer during the day to musician at night. That's tough.
Yeah. Clark Kent.
Yeah, you read my mind. So we're getting weird.
So how's it like for you balancing everything?
Well, I'm music all around, even
Yeah.
though I went to business school at Georgia State. Shout out Panthers. Beating Vanderbilt, who also beat Alabama. So
yeah.
in theory, we're in the top 10. But yeah, I mean, usually my day-to-day during the week is teaching and producing. So probably during the day, I'm probably doing emails and then going to teach elementary school kids privately piano and woodwinds. And at night, I usually get called either for a gig or a studio session. So really, and then on the weekends, it's playing weddings. I'm playing saxophone on the weekends. Random city every time. They're getting less random, which is good. And then, but yeah, you know, really the balance is, I think for me, is kind of like placement of emotion and mental. Like the physical thing is going to happen regardless. Like, yes, you're going to have to sit down and like look at the screen and do emails and stuff, or mix. And, you know, I remember in the beginning when I was like younger doing weddings, I would put so much emphasis on it because it was the only time I was really playing. So I was like the only one, not to say that no one else cared, but like I was the young guy. Everybody's been doing it for years and they're like, we know how this goes. I'm like, well, what about, like I'm trying, I'm a slight perfectionist. And, and now when I play wedding gigs, I've started to become the old head where I'm just like, that sounded good. I think we'll be fine. Yeah. Like I'm very chill because my passion's towards this.
Yeah.
Passion's towards producing and teaching. So it's just putting your heart in the amount of your heart in the right places, and having that balance has changed my perspective on so many things, not just music, but just life in general. Because now I have an emphasis towards my relationships and friends. Like that's another rendition of it too.
So you guys are Atlanta natives, and you guys have got to experience old Atlanta, and now we're presently living in new Atlanta. Yeah. So how has that influenced y'all's artistry as well? Like being able to experience the two?
That's tough because I think I remember more sounds than I remember visuals.
Yeah.
Because like there's always that weird phenomenon where you see a new complex, whether that's like an avenue or outlet or whatever, or shopping plaza, apartments. You kind of like look at it after a while, like it probably's been there for a couple of years, and you start looking at it and you're like, what was here before?
Right, yeah. Just had that.
We have that all the time, especially like Cobb County and like Midtown, downtown. There's certain spots where like people will tell us stories, like over at Northside Tavern on Howell Mill. They'll tell us stories about like, man, you used to walk outside during your smoke break and just look at the skyline. Now you're looking at a leasing building.
Yeah.
So like moments like that, like that's where it kind of stings a little bit, where you're like, oh, okay, I do miss the old Atlanta. But sound wise, I feel like I have a lot of memories of just hearing Outkast, and stuff like, like going to Waffle House. Yeah. Like I did one of the most Atlanta things possible growing up without even realizing it. Like every Friday, me and my dad and my sister, we would go to the Waffle House across the street from the daycare that we were staying at. And I would run to the jukebox when it was still a jukebox.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's not the freestyle machine that they got now. But I sound like an old head. But
it might be.
I might be.
No, you might be.
But I would run over there and play Hey Ah. And like the workers knew I was like, they would call me 300 instead of 3,000.
Wow.
Because I was little. But yeah. I miss it. I miss the old one, but the new one's cool too. There's some really beautiful things happening now too.
Yeah.
They just need to extend MARTA.
Okay.
Still waiting on that.
Not to get political.
I feel that. And yeah, you got my brain going because like, what was like Windy Hill like before the stadium was?
I think about that.
Exactly.
The most.
Yes.
I don't even remember that.
Part,
Yeah, I don't
part.
remember the battery before the battery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the electricity.
Exactly.
That's true because like Smyrna, like what was that before?
Smyrna changed. What would you call it? Standard of living, probably twice.
Sure.
In the last 2
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
Like it used to be on the lower end. Now
Yeah.
it's like
It's up there. Yeah.
It's up
It's up there.
I guess that Vinings is kind of
Yeah, blood
Yup,
Yeah.
the Vinings is coming up.
Yeah.
That's deep. Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Spread.
Oh my gosh. So what is some advice that you guys would give to like a band or an artist, even a musician, even that is just starting or is aspiring to be? What's a little tidbit, like a real quick tidbit that you would give them?
I guess 2 things just to keep it somewhat brief. Definitely is important to market yourself. As an artist, you have to put yourself out there. You can't just make music, put it on a streaming platform, and then wait for it to go big because that doesn't. Not saying it doesn't happen, but you're going to find much more success marketing yourself, creating content, staying consistent in that regard to keep yourself in front of people. Whether it's putting money into ads to make sure people are seeing and hearing your music instead of guessing. It's like, I know my stuff's good, but you have to push it, and don't get caught up in any criticism you might get, whether that's external or internal. Keep creating. Be true to yourself, like we said earlier. Make music that you like. That was a big one. Like I said, just to go back on what we said, but make music that you like. And then once you make it and put it out there, market yourself, create content around that music, and people will come. People will like it.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, being authentic is number one. I always tell people that person already exists. The world deserves your rendition of this, this thing called life. Everybody has a story, whether it was like a perfect privileged thing, or a coming out the ruts, it's a story. So everybody, has their own. And then the other one is, if you love it, keep doing it. That's kind of my rule of thumb is, especially with this project with Arkose, everything that we put out or anything that we, put a lot of time and effort towards, we do it because we love it. The marketing side, it could be a pain in the tail sometimes because you have to dance in front of a camera for 15 seconds. So it's not the most, it's very humbling. But at the end of the day, like we do it because we understand it will open up the doors to do the other things that we're more excited about, like playing more shows, doing this, coming to the Epicenter. It's, all this came from those things. So it's a blessing. It's a real blessing to be here and to be approved by enough people, to say that we were doing a good job. Yeah.
Well, you guys are, and I think that advice that y'all gave was perfect for anybody who's doing anything in life. Before we end today, we have a little game for y'all.
Uh-oh.
We don't have a name for it. We might name it at the end of this game. But what we're going to do is we have this lovely, elegant bowl right here. There's names in there, names of artists. And what y'all are going to do is y'all are going to pick out 10 artist names. And then y'all are going to rate them from 1 being the best and 10 being the worst.
I'll just grab it here.
Yeah, go ahead. Be careful. That's my grandma's bowl.
Why am I nervous?
That was going to be a one-hand thing.
It's a family heirloom.
So I grab, right? I grab.
Just one at a time.
Yeah,
Okay.
one at a time.
These are artists?
Yes.
Oh boy. Don't make any faces.
You get the next pick.
Don't make any faces.
Okay.
And y'all are just going to go back and forth.
All right. I'm supposed to read it?
Yeah. What you got?
Ice Spice. Is 1 out of 10?
Yeah.
Can we go with 10? All right, we're going with 10.
She's a 10?
She's 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's at the bottom.
Wait, 10 is the lowest?
Yeah, because number 1 would be the best.
Number 1 is the best.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah,
she's 10.
Perfect. Yeah,
She's 10.
Yeah.
No shade.
No
Just
shade.
personal preference. Ooh, Frankie Beverly.
Ooh.
I have
He's gonna
if
be
he's
in
in there, I have
there.
a
Yeah.
feeling some other names are in there. Middle of the pack.
6. I was gonna say 6.
Let's go. Let's do 6. Yeah.
Okay.
Never too much. Oh no, that's Luther.
Yes,
Sorry.
Luther. Here we go. Got to keep track of the numbers.
Myself. Keep track of the numbers. My dad's like, oh no. Where's this Luther? Ooh, that's a good one. You like this one? Muddy Waters.
Ooh.
Oh, Blues Cat.
Since we got, I don't want to put him too far.
Legend.
Let's go 7.
I'm cool with
Let's go 7 because I don't know who's in there.
Yeah.
I don't want to disrespect.
I love Muddy Waters.
SZA.
Dang, we're not the target audience though.
No, we're not. I'd probably go 8.
Yeah.
Just to stay on the top end of what we have left.
I can't put. I mean,
Yeah.
she's great. But
Yeah, no, no shade whatsoever.
Can't put her over Frankie though.
Can't put, yeah. There's a method to the madness.
All right. Please.
And y'all gave him a 6, right?
who?
Thank you, Beverly.
Frankie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're trying to leave room for top 5. We're
Okay,
trying to leave room
okay.
for top 5.
I see what y'all are doing now.
Yeah,
I was like, wait a
Hopefully
minute.
it doesn't bite us.
Oh, Cobb County. Lil Yachty.
Pepper Brooke.
You know where I'm thinking.
9.
Okay. Yeah.
Great music.
Great music. Oh, I feel like I saw who it was, so I picked another one. I had an idea.
Is it bad?
Sexy Red.
No, we got put over Frankie.
We messed up. We made
It is what it is.
5.
5.
We got 4 left.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah. It wasn't supposed to be like this.
There is a fence on that one.
There's a fence on it. Little shade.
So y'all have had conversations before.
It's just we know what we have. Yeah, we know each other's
I
style.
got
We know
you.
where we're
Okay,
at.
okay, okay.
Oh, all right, this is interesting. We're doing music.
Okay.
Lauryn Hill. Miss Lauryn Hill.
4. Since we got 5. Well, no. Hold up.
Apple did say she made the best.
She should be number 1.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna go.
I don't want to make any more mistakes, so I'm kind of feeling 2 on 2 or 3.
I'd rather, because my money's like maybe Earth, Wind, and Fire's in here, maybe the Isaac
but
Brothers.
we got Sexy Red, and so I'm
That's
like
a terrible list.
right.
I'm thinking 3.
3.
Yeah.
Let's do 3.
I'm
So
so
we got
nervous.
4, 2, and 1 left.
Please be
Mhm.
good.
Baby Rose.
No kidding.
Baby Rose.
That's amazing. I ran into her the last day Elliott Street was existing.
Really?
Yeah, we had one big jam because it used to host jam sessions. I met her there after her show at City Winery.
Yeah.
She's great. She's
Ah.
yeah. 4's left?
No, we have 4, 2, 1.
4, 2, and 1.
4, 2, 1?
Mhm.
Yeah, go 4. That's amazing. Shout out to Baby
It's your
Rose. Atlanta.
That was surprising.
I think she's technically DMV.
She is, I believe.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm not wrong. But I believe she is.
Oh no.
Lana Del Rey. 2.
It's the game. It's the nature of the
It's
game.
the nature of the
It's
game.
the nature of the game.
Time to
We
play
try
the game.
not to. We try not to mess this up for us.
Time to play the game.
It'd be crazy. This is Doom.
Please be Doom.
It's not. I can tell by the letters.
I'm gonna be so. Oh, I'm nervous.
Isley Brothers, number 1.
Oh,
Hey,
hey,
time to play the game. Time to play
Air high
the
five.
game. Yeah.
Air high fives.
Yeah, that's a nice.
They would have been number 1 regardless.
They would have been.
Oh
up
my
there. Yeah.
goodness! Thank goodness.
Awesome.
I can see your hand shaking,
Yeah, I
literally.
was like,
Thank God.
Ice Spice 10. Isley Brothers 1. Okay.
That made up for the sexy.
Yeah,
red.
it did.
Woo. Well, you
was
guys, unfortunately, we have reached the end of our time. But
Oh.
before we go, seriously this time, what can we expect next from you guys?
Whole bunch.
A couple things.
What?
Got an album.
Album
An album?
Yeah, long awaited.
entitled Ecliptic.
Ooh.
Spacey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
November 8th. At 529 in East
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Okay,
Please.
East Side.
Yeah, come check us out.
With Ronnie Dogood and Jit Jr.
Yeah.
How
opening.
can we get tickets? Are there still tickets left? Like,
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
There's a link in our bio on Spotify. Well, it's on Spotify, the events
Mhm.
Okay.
page, but it's on Instagram at Arkose Official, TikTok Arkose Official.
follow.
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 It's in our bio, so it's not too hard to find. It's the first link, as DM Sanders would say.
Right.
Not too hard to find.
Yeah.
What else we got?
I forget.
We have a lot. working on another beat tape now.
Yes, that part. More music. This album's a long time in the works, and it's kind of not saying freeing us up to make more music, but we are definitely transitioning into making new music.
Yeah.
Okay, well, y'all are right. We have a lot to look forward to. And it was great hanging out with my homeboys today.
Cobb County.
Yeah.
Shout out, Cobb.
How Thank you guys for spending time with us today. Be sure to also follow us on our social media platform on Instagram, which is RecLiveATL. We look forward to seeing you on our next episode of Behind the Session. Be sure to stay epic always. I'm your host, Elena Williams, and we'll see you next time.